Who you are in private shows up in public. No, nobody sees this work, but what's done in the dark will always come to light. And that's not always a negative thing. And so I'm going to give you 3 points why. What's up, y'all? This is Jamai. Welcome to another episode of Manifesting Stardom. This is my journey to being the biggest star in the world. And y'all already know what we do. I talk to y'all. Oh my God, I just burped and talked. I'm sorry. Yeah, that was crazy. That was so disrespectful. But anyway, you already know I talk to y'all about issues that I'm going through. I talk to y'all about where I'm at spiritually, creatively, financially, successful, business-wise, all of that. And after my morning prayer, I discuss with you guys the scriptures that I go over and the topics that I want to discuss. And so today, we're talking about what's done in the dark always comes to light. How the invisible work that you put in, nobody sees it at first, but it'll be shown in your work publicly. No one sees this work, but the invisible work wins. And I'm sitting here thinking because I have been trying to find pieces of inspiration that go against the concept of burnout. Because we live in such a society that focuses on like, don't burn yourself out, don't burn yourself out. But what if you are not pushing yourself enough? What if there's another level of discipline, another level of work ethic, another level of ambition that you haven't tapped into because you're so worried about burning out? But maybe if you worked diligently and fervently to get to that next level, you would then be able to pull back a little bit. But you gotta reach that threshold, and sometimes to reach that threshold, it gets a little lighter up there. You know what I'm saying? And so I've been just looking for different things that would inspire me to encourage me that diminishes the concept of burnout. Because if I could illustrate it, let's say your burnout is at from 0 to 100. Let's say the burnout is at 100, right? Let's say once you get to 100, you will burn out. But let's say right now you're at 60. That's a 40% difference of how much more you can push before you burn out. You could get to 90, but look at how much work you could put in before you actually get to burnout compared to where you are. But if you at 60, your output is at level 60, and your concern is, I don't want to burn out. I don't want to burn out. I don't want to do too much. I don't want to take too much on my plate. I want to have a life of balance, but you're still not getting all the results. Why not push that need? Why not push the needle up until it's not smart to push anymore? What if you got more in the tank and you're not releasing it all? And so I think I've been looking for YouTube videos, quotes, talking to chat, just to continue to train my mind that maybe I got a lot on my plate. I do a lot and I work harder than anybody I know. But maybe that shouldn't be my barometer or my measuring stick, the fact that I work harder than everybody I know. Because just because I work past the level which anybody else I know, does that mean that I'm at the peak of where I could be? Maybe I could step it up. Maybe it's more work I could do. Maybe I could be more disciplined. Maybe I could put more output. Maybe I could stretch my bandwidth a little bit. And so I was watching a video, one of the motivation YouTube videos, and somebody said that the invisible work that nobody sees, that's the work that matters. And I wrote that down because I wanted to elaborate on that, and I wanted to support it with scripture. Excuse me. That the invisible work that nobody sees, that is what matters the most. And the reason it matters the most is because when you put in the work every single day, there will be nobody applauding you. There will be nobody supporting you. There will be nobody correcting you. You're just putting in that work. But when it's showtime, they will judge you. They will applaud you. They will notice that you're doing your best. They will notice that you are, and they may not even know why. They may not even know why you're better than everybody else or why you're exceptional. But there's this magnetic, grueling, obvious uh, um, difference that you are elite, that you exude excellence in the way you hold your body, in the way that you do what you do, in the way that you perform and sing. There's a level of excellence that your audience may not even be able to articulate and say why this match with that, and this is why I really, they just enjoy it. And so I'm speaking on it from a performer's, entertainer's perspective, but that goes along with your writing, that goes along with your presenting, that goes along with your whatever work you do. The work that you put in, those hours that you put in when nobody is watching, is what really matters. Because when you publish the work, when you release the work, it'll be excellent. It'll be at a level of excellence that will supersede one that only did a modicum of work that you've done. And a lot of times, especially people who are talented, I can tell you right now, I can show up at any place that you need to sing. I could be hungover. I could have lost my voice. I could be depressed. I could be broke. I could be angry, and I can still stand flat-footed on any stage in the world that you put me on, and I'll still be able to give a good performance. That's just how talented I am. That's my level of gifting. But it won't be my best. It won't be my best. It won't be at the level in which a person that is desiring the type of success that I desire, a person that holds themselves to a certain level of humility and accountability, it will be unacceptable. It will be unacceptable. And maybe to the trained eye, it would be just okay. Or the trained ear would just be okay. And so we can't be so arrogant in our gift and so confident in our gift that we assume that we don't have to put the work in behind stage, on our alone time. Because the audience, at their certain level of gifting, the audience will clap regardless because you're gifted. But where is the discipline? Where's the accountability? Where's the excellence? Where's the elite of the gifted? You're among the gifted, but where is the elite among the gifted? Where's the 1% among the gifted? And that's where you want to be. That's where we all want to be. That's where we all should want to be. And that only comes from the time that you spend outside or off the stage or behind the stage. So the first point is private discipline builds public power. Who you are in private is who shows up in public. If you only go hard when people are watching, you're not built for the greatness. You're not built for the greatness, because you showing up and only working hard in the public is only a modicum of level of what you're capable of. Because like I mentioned, when I did a show a few days ago, the interviewer, she asked me to give pointers for other artists. And she said, what advice would you give to other artists who have to come on this platform and perform for an hour straight? I said, perform every day for an hour straight. I said, because you performing in your own space is one thing, but when you get to the show, when it's time to perform, the weather might be different. The sound might be different. Your voice might have a difference to it. You might have a level of nervousness that affects your whole body and affects your voice. You might be wearing an outfit that's a little different, a little uncomfortable, or it doesn't make you feel how you would feel when you practicing normally at home with your sweatsuit on. All of those things play a part in how you present mentally and emotionally with your art. And so you have to still be able to deliver under those standards. Somebody said, Your best singing is not when you perform. Your best singing is when you're in the shower, when nobody's watching. So when you perform, you need to understand that you're not about to do your best singing. So you need to be at such a level of elitism and excellence that even though this is not your best, this is still elite. This is still exceptional. This is still better than, way better than most averages. Because you are in a scenario where different factors are in play. You might be paying attention to the audience. It might be a hot light beaming on you. It might be a venue where it's smoke. It's so many different variables that will change how you present. And so you need to be at a level of excellence so that if you're not able to perform at your best, your average is phenomenal. And so the scripture that supports that is Matthew 6:6. When you pray, go into a room, close the door, and pray to your Father who is unseen. If you can't lock in alone, you won't be able to stand strong in front of people. Excuse me. You won't be able to stand firm in front of people. You have to be able to deliver in solitude. You have to be able to give and put the work in silently and privately so that when it comes time for you to do your thing, it's a breeze. Michael Jordan said the only reason he was never nervous on the court is because he had done it 1,000 times earlier that day. He was practicing that whole day before a game. That's the only way to be the best. Now, could Michael Jordan have gone a few days without practicing or months without practicing? For sure. Certainly. But he wanted to perform at the level that he performed. And that's why still to this day, there's no Michael Jordan. Second point is hidden work builds real skill. Excuse me. Hidden work builds real skill. The stage doesn't make you, it exposes you. And that's so true. The stage does not make you, it exposes you. What you do when you don't feel like it, that's what separates you. And I just said it yesterday, and I think I did a video about it. Stop negotiating with yourself. Stop negotiating with yourself. If I told myself that I would eat salads today, if I told myself I wasn't eating carbs today, if I told myself I wasn't eating dairy today or soda today, when an opportunity comes for me to do it, why rationalize it in my mind or why it's okay to do? Take your emotions out of it and just do what it is that you said you were going to do. Proverbs 22:29 says, do you see someone skilled in their work? They will stand before kings. You don't rise to the moment. You fall to the level of your preparation. And that's what I'm saying. You have to prepare so well so that if you got anything go wrong, you're able to still perform and still deliver because you're at such a level of excellence that it doesn't even take a full conscious mind to do what you're doing. You could do it and you ain't even fully focused on it. Beyonce said she learns the choreography and she practices her performance so much so that when it's time to perform, she can be free. She can hop in and out of the choreography. She can switch things up because the routine is so ingrained in her that she can freestyle this. She could change this. She can come back in with the dancers, do the choreo, hop out of the choreography, sing, and then hop back in at a whole nother part because she knows it so well. You have to prepare. The work that you do silently is what's going to show publicly. The only way to have a nice body is to show up and diet and show up at the gym how often you need to. Your work that you put in the gym is going to show when you wear a t-shirt. There's nothing you'll be able to do. If you're gonna drink beer, you're gonna have a beer belly. If you don't diet, you're gonna be out of shape. If you don't go to the gym, you won't look how you would like to look, and it'll show. And the only reason that that's a problem is if you're complaining about wanting to be great. Only reason that that'll be a problem. And I know you want to be great. And lastly, God rewards what people don't see. That's what we have to do. This is why, and this is another thing I always tell people. I do, and it sounds cliche, and it could sound cryptic or almost arrogant, but or like holier than thou, which is not my intention. But I do, or I try to do. Let me say, I try to do everything as unto the Lord. I try to do everything I do for others unto the Lord, because I understand that the ultimate source is God. I understand that when I do things for this person, or for a cause, the person you're doing it for may not show that, may not reciprocate that. But if I'm doing it as unto the Lord, it transcends the person that I'm doing it for, and that goes with our work. If I'm doing the work, and I truly, truly want to be the biggest star in the world, and I want to be a great musician and a great dancer and a great songwriter and a great producer and a great guitarist and a great piano player, and I want to have a great body, if I really want that, I have to respect myself enough and God enough to do the work. Because when the time comes where I'm performing and I want to perform at a certain level with my guitar solos or with my piano or with my voice or my choreography and my stamina, and I haven't done the work, I'm simply showing that I didn't respect the craft enough. I'm simply showing that I don't respect the opportunity. I'm not grateful enough for the opportunity. Excuse me. Because I didn't prepare for it. It says, you might feel overlooked, but you're not unseen. God is tracking every rep, every sacrifice, and every decision to stay disciplined. So God is going to reward it if you put the work in. If you put the work in, God will reward it. Matthew 6:4 says, your Father who sees what is done in the secret will reward you. What is hidden now is building what's about to be revealed. So just keep building. Just keep building, because God knows that you working as hard as you're working and the work that you're putting in. You don't need the people to know. But when God gives you the platform, He'll know that you've prepared for this. Excuse me. He'll know that you prepared for this. So yeah, it's so crazy because I only yawn and I don't even be eating dairy, but because I do be eating dairy, but I've gotten a lot better. But because it's so early in the morning, my nose is so stuffy, and it's I hate it. It's so embarrassing because it's I'm trying to do better, but it sounds like I really don't be eating dairy, man. So it's annoying because I be sniffing and sounding stuffy, and it's just annoying. So I'm pissed. But yeah, everybody wants the results, but nobody respects the invisible work. This one is about what really makes you great. The reps nobody sees. It's all about the reps that nobody sees. And once you get past that it's all going to be worth it and nobody is supposed to see it. It's something that can only be revealed over time. It'll help you. So just keep putting in the work. Keep putting in the work. Keep doing the work. And God will make sure. God will make sure that it happens for you. So be encouraged, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.